Ever freeze in silence, not knowing what to say?
Mm-hmm. That awkward moment.
What if you could talk to anyone and actually enjoy it?
Welcome, everyone, to English Podcast Edge.
Hey, everyone.
Today, we're diving into how to talk to anyone. I mean, many of us have been there, right? That moment where your mind just goes completely blank.
Oh, definitely. Or you walk away thinking, oh, I should have said that.
Exactly. Or regretting what you did say. So this deep dive, we're aiming to equip you with practical strategies.
Yeah.
Real stuff to make conversations easier.
And more enjoyable, hopefully, whether you're just chatting with friends or, acquaintances, even strangers.
It's so common to feel that pressure, isn't it? Especially maybe if English isn't your first language, or you're talking to someone you see as, more confident.
Yeah, you start comparing yourself, maybe feel a bit intimidated. It happens.
So our mission today is really to unpack actionable ways to, start conversations, keep them going, and importantly, exit them gracefully.
And build that confidence in English along the way.
Okay, so where do we start? Breaking the ice. That first hurdle.
Right. And the very first key, I think, is a shift in mindset. It's fundamental.
Mindset. Tell me more.
Well, you need to kind of drop the idea of who's better in a conversation, this whole hierarchy thing.
Right. Like, stop seeing it as a performance or a competition.
Exactly. Everyone's equal in that moment of connection. Just making that simple shift can make starting a chat feel, much less daunting.
That makes sense.
And especially, as you mentioned, if you're learning English, remember, native speakers aren't inherently superior communicators. Don't see it as a test.
Yeah, it's not an exam.
No, you're just connecting. And honestly, native speakers stumble, they say, they have awkward pauses too. You belong in that conversation just as much as anyone else.
That's a really helpful perspective. Okay, mindset shifted. What's next? The practical side of starting. Like, someone asks, how's your week? And poof, nothing.
Yes, the dreaded blank mind syndrome. It happens to the best of us. The trick often is a quick mental check before you go out.
Like pre-planning.
Sort of, but really light. Just think about a couple of highlights from your recent days. Something you learned, maybe something interesting you tried, or even just watched.
So you have something ready.
Yeah, just something accessible. So when someone asks, what's new? Or how's it going? You're not scrambling. You can actually share something small.
I've heard some people find keeping like a simple journal helpful for this, just jotting down little things.
That can definitely work. It helps you recall those little interesting details later. And if you're learning English, actively practice talking about these simple things.
Like what?
Oh, a show you watched, how your commute was, a meal you enjoyed. Just verbalizing it, even to yourself, it prevents you from being caught completely off guard.
Okay, so preparation helps.
Yeah.
What if you haven't prepared? You're just there.
Right. Well, sometimes the easiest way in is simply observing your surroundings. Notice something you and the other person are both experiencing.
Like what? The coffee queue?
Exactly. A simple comment about a long line or the music playing or even just the weather. Wow, it finally stopped raining. It can open the door.
Because it's shared context.
Precisely. It feels natural because you're reacting to a shared moment. You're not trying to force some brilliant opening line.
You're just connecting.
That's the goal, not to impress, just to connect. A simple observation or even a question like, oh, have you been here before? Or, I love your jacket, where did you get it? That can break the ice.
It sounds so much less intimidating when you put it like that. It's about small steps.
And remembering that talking is a skill, like learning an instrument or a sport.
The more you practice.
The easier and more comfortable it becomes. Even tiny interactions count. Saying hello to the cashier, asking someone for the time, it all adds up.
And for English learners, those moments are gold. Like ordering food, saying thank you, clearly.
Absolutely. They build fluency and confidence bit by bit. Don't fear mistakes. They're just part of learning. Focus on showing up and, trying.
Okay, let's give people some concrete phrases. What's a good, simple starter?
A really reliable one is, hi, I don't think we've met yet.
Okay, let's pause on that.
Yeah.
Hi, I don't think we've met yet. Nice and direct. Another one.
Just a simple, how's your day going?
Right. How's your day going? So versatile. Can we do a quick role play? Like, super quick. I'll start. Hi, I don't think we've met yet.
No, hi, no, I don't think so. Pause.
See? Easy. Okay, now you start with the other one.
Okay. How's your day going?
Pretty good, thanks. Just grabbing a coffee before heading back. How about yours? Pause.
See? It flows quite naturally from there. Simple question, simple answer, opens the door.
Okay, so we've broken the ice. Now, the tricky part for many keeping it going.
Yes. Beyond the initial hello. And this is where listening becomes absolutely crucial.
Being a good listener, it sounds obvious, but
It's surprisingly powerful. It's not just about what you say, but really hearing what they say. When you listen with genuine curiosity, people feel it.
and they open up more.
Exactly. It makes a whole conversation feel more real, more relaxed, less pressure on you to perform.
How do you show you're actually listening, not just waiting to talk?
Well, one simple way is to reflect back a little of what they said. Like if they mention hiking,
You say, oh, so you went hiking.
yeah, maybe add a quick question like, oh, so you went hiking last weekend, whereabouts? It shows you're engaged, you've processed it, and it keeps the ball rolling their way.
And it takes the pressure off you thinking of the next thing you need to say.
Precisely. When you focus on truly listening, you're present. You're not stuck in your head, overthinking your next line.
That's huge for learners too, I bet. Listening closely helps understanding and gives you ideas.
Totally. And you don't need complex responses. Simple things work.
Like,
That's cool, or really, tell me more, or just, wow. These little encouragements keep you part of the conversation without needing perfect grammar. People want to feel heard, not necessarily impressed.
right, connection over perfection again. Now we talk strangers. What about acquaintances? Those people you kind of know, but not really.
Yeah, that can be tricky, can it? You've met, maybe exchanged names, but the details are fuzzy.
It can feel a bit awkward restarting each time.
I think the best approach there is to sort of treat it like a clean slate, almost. Don't stress about remembering every detail.
Just a simple opening.
Yeah, a simple general question like, how have things been? Or maybe mentioning something neutral you both might know about, like a local event or something. Or even recalling one tiny thing if you can. Weren't you working on that big project last time we spoke?
Okay, so low pressure. And friends. That's usually easier, right?
Generally, yes. With friends, conversation often flows more naturally because you have that shared history, that comfort level, the foundation's already there.
So for English learners, maybe think of it like strangers or practice rounds.
Yeah, low stakes practice.
Acquaintances are a chance to build that connection a bit more.
Reconnect, find common ground.
And friends are where you can relax and be yourself, even with imperfect English.
Absolutely. It's your safe space to communicate freely. And thinking about building these connections over time, I like the snowball analogy.
Ooh, a snowball. Explain that.
Okay, so think of every conversation, every little interaction as adding a bit of snow to a relationship.
Like building it up.
Exactly. Every question asked and answered, every shared laugh adds another layer. With acquaintances, you start with just a few flakes, maybe a tiny snowball.
And friends have bigger snowballs.
Right. They have a substantial snowball built from lots of interactions over time. But here's the thing. If you don't keep adding snow, if you don't have regular contact,
The snow melt.
the snow melts, the connection fades. So you need to keep gathering that snow, keep having those small talks, especially with acquaintances you want to become friends with.
Keep the snowball rolling. I like that. So for English learners, every chat is adding snow, building that connection and their language skills.
Precisely. Keep it rolling with those small talks.
Okay, need some more phrases. How about for keeping it going? Someone says something interesting. What can you say?
A great one is, that's interesting, tell me more.
Simple and inviting. That's interesting. Tell me more. Another one. Maybe to find out more about them generally.
You could ask something open-ended like, what do you usually do on weekends?
Good one. What do you usually do on weekends? Opens up hobbies, interests.
Yeah, and it shows you're interested in them as a person. It all comes back to that active listening and asking questions that invite more than just a yes or no.
Right, open-ended questions.
Yeah.
Okay, let's shift slightly. How about expressing yourself more confidently in these conversations?
Ah, good point. Sometimes it's not just about listening, but sharing your own thoughts too.
How can learners phrase things to sound more confident, even if they're still building fluency?
Using clear framing phrases can help. For instance, preface your point with, in my opinion.
Okay, in my opinion, gives it structure. What else?
Another useful one is, to be honest.
To be honest. Signals you're sharing a candid thought.
Exactly. These phrases kind of create a space for your viewpoint. And don't underestimate the power of sharing a small personal story or anecdote.
Oh, like a little example.
Yeah, it makes what you're saying more engaging, more memorable, and it expresses who you are more fully than just stating facts or opinions.
Makes the conversation richer. Okay, we've covered starting, keeping going, expressing yourself. What about ending it? Sometimes that's the awkward part.
It really can be, but it doesn't have to be. Sometimes a conversation just runs its course or you need to move on, and that's totally okay.
So having a few polite exit lines ready is key.
Definitely. It avoids that awkward lingering or just abruptly walking away.
What are some good, simple examples?
A classic, always polite one is, "It was really nice talking to you."
Okay, it was really nice talking to you. Simple, positive. Another one.
Similar vibe, maybe. Hope we chat again soon.
Hope we chat again soon. Leaves the door open, friendly.
Exactly. Or you could be slightly more specific if needed, like, well, I'm going to grab another drink, but it's been lovely chatting.
Right, gives a gentle reason. Or, I need to step away for a bit, but great talking with you.
Perfect. They all leave things on a positive note. And for English learners, knowing you can end a chat smoothly is a real confidence booster. You're in control.
Okay, now for our interactive bit. Let's talk about a common, sometimes funny language mix-up. The classic, I'm boring versus I'm bored.
Ah, yes. That ed versus ing adjective confusion, it happens. So someone means they feel bored, but they accidentally say they are a boring person.
How do you handle that? If you hear it or if you say it yourself?
Well, if you hear someone say, I'm boring, the kindest thing is usually a lighthearted, gentle correction or reassurance.
Like what?
You can maybe smile and say, oh, you mean you're bored? Don't worry, I don't think you're boring at all. Or just, oh, I'm enjoying talking to you.
Keeps it light, corrects subtly. And if you say it by mistake.
Just correct yourself with a little laugh. Oops, I meant bored. Definitely bored. Own the slip up, laugh about it. It shows you're aware and keeps it from being awkward.
Turns it into a shared moment rather than an embarrassment. Good tip. Okay, time for our mini challenge.
Yes, let's give our listeners something practical to try.
What's the challenge for this week?
Okay, your mission, should you choose to accept it. Try greeting and having a brief chat with at least 3 different people this week using some of the tips we discussed.
Just 3.
Just 3 to start. Could be anyone, a neighbor, the person at the checkout, a colleague you don't usually talk to. Use one of those opening lines, maybe ask how their day is going.
Just a small interaction.
Exactly. The aim is just to practice initiating, see how it feels.
Love that. A very doable challenge to put this into action.
Definitely.
All right, so let's quickly recap the main takeaways from our deep dive today.
Okay, so number 1 was that crucial mindset shift. See conversations as connection between equals, not a test.
Right. Then, preparing a few simple conversation starters, or just using your observations.
Don't forget the power of active listening, showing you're engaged with little nods, reflections, and encouraging phrases like, tell me more.
Using those confident framing phrases like, in my opinion, and sharing little stories.
And finally, having those polite exit lines ready so you can end conversations gracefully.
And the big theme running through it all? It's about connecting, building those snowballs, not about being perfect or flawless.
That's spot on. It's about showing up and giving it a go.
So we really encourage you, take that first step, maybe try the challenge, let your voice be heard.
Absolutely. Every little chat counts.
And if you like this deep dive, found it helpful, please do like and subscribe to the channel.
Yeah, it really does help us keep creating this content for you.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you in the next episode.
See you.